Thanks for staying with us. The Lagos State Police Command has launched an investigation into the viral video that circulated on social media showing security personnel at Omole Estate allegedly preventing ununiformed police officers to gain entry into the estate. In the video, the 5 officers were seen flogging the private security guard with a horsewhip after he denied them entrance into the estate for not having the necessary clearance. Joining us on the show are 2 people. We have Barrister Kehinde Daniel. She's a legal advisor at Omole Phase 1 Residents Association. Also joining us on the show is a spokesperson for the Lagos Police Command, Benjamin Hundeyin, who also will be joining us here. Not CSP, I have to call him CSP, yes, Benjamin Hundeyin. That's the right ranking for you. And also they'll be sharing with us exactly what happened. So we're going to start with you, Barrister Daniel. We got reports of what happened. And I'd like you just to tell Nigerians exactly what happens at the gate at your estate.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So, as seen in the video, Omole Phase 1 is an estate that has controlled access for you to gain entry into Omole. There are 5 gates in Omole. 2 of our gates have automated access, for residents only. And on the 3rd of April, at about 4:15 or so in the evening, from the CCTV footage, we saw that, armed policemen tried to gain access into the estate with a vehicle, a private vehicle. It wasn't a government, it didn't have government plate number. And so the security guard directed them to use the main gates because, he didn't have the override with him. They usually have a supervisor that has the override, that we use in emergency cases or when we have government officials, come through those gates. But if you watch that video closely, what happened or the assault on that guy happened within 30-40 seconds. So it was premeditated. So the guy told them, whilst he was still telling them, you could see that they tried to make him search his pockets, to see if he had the override with them. So those are not people that did not know about the estates. They wanted something from him, they didn't get it, and that was why they assaulted him, which is very wrong, and this is what we condemn normally.
Okay.
The video was, it didn't look good, Sha.
It didn't look good at all.
It didn't look good at all. And I was waiting to hear, I'd love to hear what CSP Hundeyin is going to say concerning this, because what's the information from the police perspective?
Let me even say something. Sorry to interject because it went beyond that. So if you see from the CCTV video, they now, walked the guy into the estate. The moment they entered the estate, they fired a gunshot. What was that for? It wasn't necessary at all. Why would we have armed police? If you recall the recent issue about the IKEDC and the one that happened in Badagry, we are now having situations where armed policemen or armed officers, not policemen now, because they were actually there was 1 policeman and NSCDC officers that were in this vehicle. We don't want to be assaulted. We don't want to, have gun threats, or we don't want to live in fear in our private estates. We want our policemen to do their job to protect our property and ourselves.
So I read the response from the Lagos State Police Command.
I also read it.
I saw that from your end is you say that these were not people from your state, number 1, and secondly, you expected that when something like this happened, the estate should come forward to the Nigerian police to report, not go on social media. Tell us exactly your own perspective on this.
Well, thank you very much. I'm happy that you made reference to the statement we issued. So a statement was issued making our stand clear on this. The Lagos State Police Command will not condone any form of assault on anybody. So we clearly condemn that. And like we said, investigation has commenced into this incident so that all officers found culpable will be dealt with accordingly. But we also expected that the estates would have reached out to the DPO covering that area. We expect them to have a very good relationship such that they can quickly call the DPO and the DPO could send people down there so that right there on the spot we can identify these officers, which would make our investigation faster. But as we speak, we can confirm one thing, that those officers are not from Lagos State Police Command. That notwithstanding, we'll still go on with our investigation, get them, identify them. And it's not too late. If or when the estate management and their CSO come forward to let us know or give us a fuller footage. What we have is not long enough to tell the identity of these people. But if we have a fuller footage or they have extra information that can give us, then we'll be able to identify these people faster and make sure they are brought to book. That being said, we also want to make it clear, just like we did in our statement, that we understand that the reason why you restrict access to your estate is for security reasons. You don't want people that will become security threats or security risk to gain access to your estate. But for you to now stop police officers, you are insinuating that these officers could be security threats or risk. And that is not allowed by law. So if you are having these restrictions, police officers must or are already exempted. We have that mandate to protect life and property. We have that mandate to maintain law and order. So what I'm saying in effect is, once police officers appear at these entrances, they are in uniform, they are armed, they don't need any further identification, you give them access. We see this play out in other estates, not just Omole. So that's it, exactly.
Can I respond to that, sorry?
I wanted to ask him just a minute, question following that, because you just mentioned that initially you said this is not a police officer attached to the police command in Lagos. So how do you really know who is a police officer?
Exactly.
And where I'm from, in Lagos, police officers don't use official cars. They use Korokwe bus. Yes, they just stop a commercial bus driver, get on his bus for a raid. We've also had to pay such in the past. So how do you identify who is a police officer? And you are also, you just admitted that, some estates have to do this on their own because, we don't have enough manpower to deploy police officers to every estate. And so if people are providing their security, are they not then entitled to some form of calm identification? Because what we saw here was that you can see from the video that the moment the young man was just, maybe gesticulating or directing something, he kept showing a way of hand to the officers, and they on their own jumped out of an unidentifiable hilux to come and accost him. So exactly. How are police officers supposed to comport themselves? How many seconds are they supposed to give the security officers manning the gates, for some form of direction?
Thank you very much. Security is actually everyone's business, so it's a welcome idea if estates have security operatives working with them. But these operatives need to know that they are only complementing the police. So they should give police that access when they want to. How do you identify police officers? When I was talking earlier, I said these officers were in uniform. And in fact, they were also armed. I don't know why identification should be based on vehicle. The vehicle apart, I'm in uniform, you can tell today that I'm a police officer. And beyond that, we've had cases where the estate security personnel will quickly reach out to their CSO, who would appeal to the police officers to just give them a few seconds, and they'll quickly call the DPO. We have some officers here. Do you know about them? And the DPO will say, oh, yes, they informed us before arriving. So it's supposed to be seamless if you have a cordial relationship with your DPO.
So there's a process. Now, let me let you come in, because they are saying that there should be, just an estate like Omole, you have a relation with the DPO.
We do have a very good relationship, even with the past DPO in Omole. So let me just respond to what the initial question that you answered in relation to the public statement from the police. You see, we were not surprised when we saw that statement. And coming from a public relations officer, we even anticipated that would happen. And that was not the case. It was not any case of obstruction. We have a very good relationship with our DPO in Omole. But those guys, or the officers, they are people that are attached to someone. Yes, they might not be from Lagos Police Command, but there are things that we also expect from the police. Where you have people that are attached to maybe one...
VIP.
Thank you. For the want of a better word, VIP. And the person feels, oh, why would you restrict me? The VIP was not there. But it was something that happened, about 2 years ago, which we tried to manage, the estate tried to manage. This said VIP was given 13 free access to, so that you tag their cars so that whenever they come or approach the gate, they have access into the estate. 13 of their cars are tagged. The person personally has override for him to enter the estate. So it is just a situation of, oh, we know what our Oga's, position is on this gate matter. He has threatened to pull down the gates before. So this thing was premeditated. They were like, oh, you people are still on this matter. Everything happened within 30 seconds.
So if that is the case.
So wait, let me now finish. So when we saw the statement from, the police, we said, okay, normal, police tried to, they must paint a scenario, something must happen. It was not any case of obstruction. Our guards have been trained. They know that when fire services, ambulance, government officials or government branded cars come, there's a supervisor on duty to grant that override. Those people are known. The security guard that was beaten, if you look at his medical report, he said, I identify those men, I know them very well. So everything is not about the police. We want the police to do the investigation. That is what we actually want, because we want these people to be brought to book. We cannot live in our estates and live in fear.
Yes.
And if somebody makes threats, and then you now find his subordinates shooting, for what? It was so unwarranted, it was unnecessary. So I've told him, we are going to support you. We'll give you all the information that you need to do this investigation. Usually what we have is, when you report cases, like we have robbery or we have, scavengers or even kidnapping, you report every day. How many cases do you want to take to the police station? So we know that we burden that woman with all our issues in our money. But this one is beyond, what we want to sweep under the carpet. We want to follow this matter till the end.
Okay, so I'm happy to hear that it's not like these people are not ghosts.
They're not ghosts.
Yeah, they're not ghosts. You know them, you know the source, and that they can be traced and they can be identified. So that's perfect. But so I want to come back to him. Yes, that I believe that maybe entering an estate or any property or whatever that is gathered like that, that even the police, even when they stop you on the road, there should be another form of identity, because I've been a victim of that, where I was stopped on the road. We're traveling by police office, people wearing police uniforms, and we thought they were police officers, and we stopped and they were armed robbers. So you cannot say because I see someone wearing a uniform or holding a gun that is a police officer and I should give them access to me.
And they were
just like any other place in the world, you should be able to show your ID card or identify yourself. And I know for a fact
don't go too far. When policemen have activities in any area, the first place, I'm not a police officer, but I know that they would report to their local police station. The DPO would know.
Exactly.
The DPO had access. She would have just called her chairman, something, they don't even need to disclose. We are coming. By the time she gets to that gate, they know her. They
So this
open
for
the
me,
gate for her.
Dr. Barrister Blano, sounds like an estate issue with this particular person that lives in your
One
estate.
individual.
Is that it's one individual, it's an ongoing issue. Now, if this is an ongoing issue with this person, has your estate reported officially to the Lagos State Police concerning this particular resident?
Okay, so we wrote to the IGP. We copied our senator. We copied...
You passed on the Lagos State Commissioner of Police.
You know that we said the person is a VIP. So if you really want
High
something
level.
to be done, you take it from
Straight
the
to the
top.
source.
You don't start from the bottom. So yes.
Is that the right approach? Because we went straight, because this is a high
Our
level
fight
person.
is not with the police. So.
Yes, I
But
know.
we need them to do their work.
Yes.
And, we trust that they will do their work. But we don't even want this thing to be intercepted or a situation where we will not just rob it, because we're not getting to arms. We are very, very, serious about this.
Oh, thank you very much. It's surprising to me that all along the estate management knew the particular person. Because if we had got this information since the day this incident happened, then it would have been very easy. In fact, we would have identified the officers attached to him by now. It's a thing, we just go to him and see the officers, and maybe we would have concluded investigation. So now that we know that they know the particular VIP, we'll be expecting the identity of the VIP, and we'll be able to quickly round up.
Please
the
let me ask.
So I'll let you ask a question. Let me go on a very short break. I'll come back to you and let you start. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.